welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm telling you guys, it is just crazy, isn't it? I know it is crazy. I the interruptions, the interruptions between my laptop and flow. I don't know which is worse, to be honest with you. But uh, yeah, it is what it is. I'm just happy that you're with me. You're still here. Thank you for sticking around. Yeah. All right. So, Lord, please, Father, no more interruptions. Let me have this show without any more interruptions. Thank you. Thank you, my daddy. Okay. So, guys, I was about to read the news and comment on it as usual, right? Of course, I said it's a big, big, big news. This number one, you will hear. I'm about to read it because it is all over the web. It is all over. It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram. That's all people are talking about. I don't know which they're talking about more right now, the COVID-19 or this news. Here goes. Okay, so the Court of Appeals have handed down a judgment this morning for Adidja Palmer, aka Vybz Kartel. Yes, you heard. Some of you have already heard because it's such a big news that people are talking about it, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. According to the court, he must complete a sentence. The conviction, he was convicted of murder, and the conviction has been upheld. The judgment states that Kartel must complete his sentence and only be eligible for parole after serving 35 years. Yes. The person he was convicted of killing is Clive Lizard Williams. And you know, to date, they have not found Clive Lizard Williams' body. And chances are they might never find it, especially if it was burnt and turned to ashes and scattered like, cremation, guys. With cremation, you never find a body with cremation, right? A body is burned, ashes scattered, there's no finding the body, right? So body was never found. However, enough evidence was put in place, was put before the court for the jury to find a guilty verdict. And so he was found guilty despite his well able and well moneyed attorneys pleading on his behalf. He was found guilty and he was sentenced for life with only parole after 35 years. So they appealed because they said that there was one jury, basically they didn't think he got a fair trial, and so there was an appeal. But today, after approximately 20 months of waiting for this verdict, that's how long we have been waiting for it, approximately 20 months, at approximately 9:50 this morning, April 3rd, 2020, the attorneys were told by the three-member panel that he, Vybz Kartel, will complete his sentence. Yes, that was the judgment this morning. I will make my comments later concerning the news. Unfortunately, that took precedence to what I'm saying next. Can you believe it? Yes, guys, we now have 47 confirmed cases of the coronavirus disease, the COVID-19. Yeah. After 3 test results came back positive yesterday, um, the what's the name of them again? Sorry, yeah, the influenza center. Yes, the influenza center. They were the one who told the Ministry of Health department that ministry that basically after they sent them 5 tests, the 2 came back negative, but 3 came back positive. Yeah, the persons who were found positive is a 32-year male from Portland who has no travel history, and a couple, a 79-year-old female and a 73-year-old male. Both of them had travel history that involved travel history that involved New York. Yes. Hey, hello, hello, hello. I see from some of my family online. Hello, family. Hello, hello. Thank you for being in the house. Welcome. I see my aunt online. I see my cousins online. Oh my God, my dad is online. Mwah. Love you guys. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Spread the word. Amen. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. So continuing with my roundup of the news, as I was saying, right? So remember yesterday I gave you a story and did a follow up to that story. I told you that they were saying that the 3 cases came from corn peas, right? And I told you that I got reliable information that was not so. Well, the 3 cases, guys, they came from Hayes, Longville Park, and Portland Cottage, right? The 6 cases in all, the 6 cases, yes, 3 were from persons who were from the corn peas area because they are all related to that gentleman. Remember the 79-year-old who died? He was the first person to die from COVID-19 from corn peas. And remember, they quarantined the community, right? Well, in that community, the only person who did not was tested negative was the widow, his wife. She's 74 years old and she was tested negative. But guess what? She does not live in Jamaica. She's an American citizen. So her stepson, 53-year-old, um, well, basically, her son is the man's stepson, right? So her son is 53 years old, and he is saying basically that his mom wants to return home. She had been tested negative, and she is still in quarantine at a government facility in Kingston, and she wants to go home, and he wants to know why they won't allow her to go home. Meanwhile, his elder sister, right? She's self quarantined, and she lives in Portland Cottage. Yeah, guys, that's a developing story. There's more to hear. You're going to hear a lot more about that. Yeah. Okay. And Jamaica's mobile testing mechanism will start rolling out today, April 3rd, as the Ministry of Health and Wellness ramps up their testing for COVID-19. So they're going to be testing, guys, testing. The Minister, Dr. Christopher Thompson, had made that announcement at his press conference Wednesday. Right, exactly. And so what they're doing, they're basically starting in the Southeast Regional Health Authority section and the Northeast Regional Health Authority section. So basically what they're saying is they're going to start in Kingston and St. Andrew, they're going to start in St. Catherine and St. Thomas. Those are the areas that they're going to start, and they're also going to be doing it in Manchester and Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth, right? Okay. Did I get that right? No, I did not get that right. It would have been Saint Anne. It would have been Saint Anne, and it would have been Saint Mary, right? Northeast, right? Portland, that would be northeast, right? And then southeast would have been Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, and St. Thomas, right? Those would have been southeast and northeast. So basically, guys, that's where they're going to start with the testing, according to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Okay. All right, so now you remember the 140 healthcare professionals who arrived in the island from Cuba? Yes, guys, these are persons from Cuba, a part of Cuba program, right? Where they have like 1,500 doctors and nurses and other healthcare professionals whom they send around the world to assist countries in this time of need, right? And so they send to Jamaica 140. Of that 140, we have 90 specialist nurses, right, and 46 doctors. Okay, so when they came to the island, they came on the 21st of March, and they were placed in quarantine. If you do your calculation, it would have been time now for them to be out of their quarantine this weekend. So as soon as they're out of quarantine, they will start, right, to assist the Ministry of Health in trying to help contain and curtail the coronavirus disease and to help in the fight against COVID-19. All right. And then now, Andrews Memorial Hospital is to be used as an extension of the Kingston Public Hospital, the KPH, as part of the government efforts to bolster the efforts of that hospital to deal with COVID-19. The permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dunstan Bryan, said, although we're having this crisis, we still have patients who are in need of other services from the hospital, right? Because people only talking about COVID-19 and coronavirus, we all forget about, the heart problems and the cancers, right? And the pneumonias and the renal kidney problems and all these other problems that people have, because all we're talking about is coronavirus. But guess what, guys? People have other conditions that are not going to be put on hold, right? They're not going to be placed on hold because we have COVID-19. So there are persons who have other conditions. As a result, what happened is that, as the permanent secretary said, right, a policy decision was made that each hospital was required to clear a ward to provide support for COVID-19. Didn't know that. Well, what happened is that Kingston Public Hospital, they cleared 2 wards. They did 2 wards for COVID-19. And as such, now they are overwhelmed because they have all these cases, right? And person need attention. And so the result of which, Andrews Memorial Hospital and the Ministry of Health and Wellness came into some agreement so that now Andrews Memorial Hospital is an extension of the KPH. All right. Okay, so continuing, the Minister of Local Government and Community Development, the Honourable Desmond McKenzie, has issued a statement apologizing for the arrest of persons living on the streets on the first night of the 7-day nightly curfew imposed by the government in order to curtail the spread of COVID-19. The minister said, quote, I want to really say sorry about this, end quote. Right? He explained that he has asked the police to take any homeless individual that they encounter during the curfew to a 100-bed shelter on Church Street in Kingston, which has been retrofitted to accommodate the homeless overnight. And I'll be talking about that in a little while. Okay. And speaking of arrest, no, this one is funny, right? As a follow-up to my development story yesterday, I talked about this man who was arrested during the curfew. Well, now we understand that in all there are 10 persons who have been arrested. 10 persons have been arrested through as a result of breaking the curfew. So he's one of the 10, right? He has been identified as Dane Mitchell. He's a 37-year-old from Pencil Street in Jonestown, Kingston, right? Then one other person who has been arrested is from Westmoreland, and all the rest, the other 8, they're all from Hanover. Yes. Guys, stay home. After 8 p.m., stay home. To be continued. Okay. And despite the disrespect that the police sometimes get, they are still doing their jobs, right? Wednesday night, some workers from the BPO sector, they got stranded during the night curfew and had to be rescued by members of the JCF. According to Gloria Henry, responding to the Jamaica Observer about a video that has gone viral depicting the plight of the workers, quote, the buses which usually transport the workers had some challenges and we had to call the police high command to intervene. Apparently, some of the police officers were not aware that BPO workers were exempted. Once we intervened, the situation was resolved, end quote. Then, according to the narrator on the video, this is the video that went viral, right? She was like, police have to bring me home. Van back me there. I go me yard from work. This is serious, guys, very serious, end quote. I say kudos. Kudos to those members of the JCF, those police, who took each person to their individual homes. That was very nice of you. Awesome. And the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, says it is concerned with its exclusion from the list of exempted organizations under the new curfew order. According to the news release issued by the Commission, quote, the non-inclusion of INDECOM response team will negatively impact the oversight of law enforcement requirements, end quote. The commission, which is headed by Terence Williams, is empowered under the INDECOM Act to provide independent oversight to the activities of the security forces and has a 24-hour scene response function to attend fatal and non-fatal shooting incidents. And guys, that's very important, especially in these times. Okay? Again, talking about your civil liberties, you do not want people trampling upon your civil liberties. So you need INDECOM to keep to be an oversight, to watch